A woman in her 70s sat in seat 34C on a flight from Chicago to Phoenix last November. She had paid $420 for that middle seat near the bathroom. Cramped, noisy, and uncomfortable for a 5-hour flight. 3 rows ahead of her, a younger man stretched out in business class with a glass of champagne, a warm meal, and a seat that reclined into a bed. He paid exactly the same amount she did. The difference was that he knew something she did not. Every single day, passengers board planes and receive free upgrades to better seats without paying an extra cent. Some get moved to premium economy. Others find themselves in business class. A lucky few end up in first class with all the amenities. And the people sitting next to them in coach have no idea that these upgrades were completely free. The airlines will never advertise this because they want you to pay full price. But flight attendants know exactly how it works, and today I am going to share everything they have told me. I am Captain Jake, and I have spent over 12 years in commercial aviation watching this system from the inside. I have seen passengers upgrade themselves for free, using methods that most travelers have never heard of. Some of these strategies are simple. Others require a bit of timing and luck. But all of them work, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to use them on your next flight. This information is especially valuable for senior travelers who deserve comfort but should not have to pay premium prices for it. Let me start with the most reliable method for getting upgraded at no additional cost. This is not a hack or a trick. It is how the system actually works, and most passengers completely ignore it. I am talking about loyalty programs. Now, before you click away thinking this only applies to business travelers who fly every week, hear me out. You do not need elite status to benefit from this. Even basic membership in an airline loyalty program puts you ahead of passengers who are not members at all. Here is what happens behind the scenes. When a flight is overbooked in economy but has empty seats in premium cabins, the airline needs to move someone up. They never do this randomly. They use a priority list, and that list starts with their loyalty program members. Even if you only fly twice a year, being a member means your name appears on that list while non-members do not appear at all. Signing up is completely free for every major airline. Delta Sky Miles, United Mileage Plus, American A Advantage, Southwest Rapid Rewards. It costs nothing and takes 5 minutes. Flight attendants have confirmed this repeatedly. One told me directly that when there are spare seats and the situation allows, they always try to get their loyalty members into preferred spots first. A frequent flyer I spoke with described how she went from a middle seat in the back of the plane to an aisle seat in premium economy simply because she had signed up for the free loyalty program 2 months earlier. The passenger next to her original seat had been flying longer but never bothered to join. He stayed in the middle seat while she enjoyed extra leg room up front. For senior travelers, this is particularly important. Many airlines offer additional accommodations to older passengers, including priority boarding and special seating arrangements. But you need to be in their system for them to know you qualify. American Airlines, United, and Delta all offer senior-specific benefits that stack on top of their regular loyalty perks. You just have to ask for them when you check in. The second secret involves your schedule flexibility, and this one works especially well for retirees and seniors who do not have rigid work schedules. Flying solo on midweek or early morning flights dramatically increases your odds of getting bumped up to a nicer seat. Here is why this works. Airlines fill their premium cabins primarily with business travelers. These passengers typically fly Monday mornings and Thursday or Friday evenings. They book expensive tickets weeks or months in advance. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday flights see far fewer business travelers, which means premium cabins often have empty seats. When you book a flight departing Tuesday or Wednesday morning, you are competing with fewer people for those open premium seats. If the airline needs to move someone up for operational reasons, solo travelers are the easiest to accommodate. It is much simpler to relocate one person than to find 2 or 3 adjacent seats for a family. A travel expert who writes about upgrade strategies shared that she specifically targets midweek itineraries for this reason. On her most recent trip, she booked a Wednesday morning flight and was offered an upgrade to business class at no additional cost, simply because the airline had unsold premium seats and needed to balance the cabin. Senior travelers often have more flexibility with their schedules than younger passengers tied to traditional work weeks. This is actually a significant advantage when it comes to free upgrades. If you can travel on less popular days and times, your chances of receiving complimentary perks increase substantially. Here is the third secret, and this one requires a bit of courage, but delivers consistently. When airlines overbook flights and need volunteers to take a later departure, they offer compensation. Most passengers know about the travel vouchers and meal credits. What they do not realize is that they can also negotiate for an upgrade on their rescheduled flight. The gate agent has limited authority over monetary compensation, but seat assignments are much easier for them to adjust. If you volunteer to give up your seat on an overbooked flight, do not just accept the first offer. Ask specifically whether they can upgrade you on the later flight. This strategy works for a simple reason. The airline created a problem by overbooking, and you are solving it for them. They want to make you happy so you do not complain or cause delays. An upgraded seat costs them nothing if it would otherwise fly empty, but it costs you hundreds of dollars if you had to buy it directly. A TikTok travel influencer went viral explaining exactly this approach. His advice was straightforward. If your flight is overbooked and they are offering compensation for volunteers, take the deal and ask for a first-class upgrade on the replacement flight. He reported that this works most of the time because airlines are grateful for cooperative passengers. The fourth secret is about timing and attitude, and it sounds simple, but most passengers get it completely wrong. When you arrive at the check-in counter, politely ask whether any upgrade opportunities are available. The key word here is opportunities, not free upgrades. You are not demanding anything. You are simply inquiring about options. Gate agents handle hundreds of requests daily, and most passengers either ignore them entirely or approach them with entitled attitudes. Being friendly, patient, and genuinely pleasant puts you in a different category immediately. Choose your moment carefully. A crowded counter with a long line behind you is not the right time. Arrive early when the agent is not overwhelmed. Make brief eye contact, smile, and use phrases like "I was wondering if there might be any upgrade options available today." If the answer is no, thank them sincerely and move on. If they mention a paid upgrade for a discounted price, consider it carefully, because last-minute upgrades at the counter are often significantly cheaper than booking premium tickets in advance. Flight attendants say that kindness genuinely matters in these interactions. One crew member explained that when passengers treat them with respect and appreciation, they naturally want to help those people if opportunities arise. This does not guarantee an upgrade, but it puts you in the best possible position if one becomes available. For seniors, this approach aligns with the warmth and graciousness that often characterizes older travelers. Use it to your advantage. By the way, if you ever find yourself stuck at an airport dealing with flight delays, cancellations, lost luggage, or security issues, I put together something called the Airport Survival Guide. It covers step-by-step instructions for handling every difficult situation you might face when traveling. Your complete passenger rights explained in plain language. What airlines actually owe you when things go wrong and how to claim it. Everything I have learned in over a decade of aviation experience condensed into one resource. The link is in the description below this video. The fifth secret involves something that happens after you board the plane, and flight attendants have confirmed this works when circumstances align properly. If you notice a problem with your assigned seat before takeoff, politely bring it to the attention of the cabin crew. I am talking about legitimate issues. Your seatback screen does not work. The seat will not recline. The tray table is broken. There is a suspicious stain on the cushion. The reading light is burned out. These are real problems that affect your flight experience, and the crew wants to know about them. When you report an issue respectfully, the flight attendant faces a choice. They can try to fix the problem, which is often impossible mid-flight. They can apologize and offer nothing. Or they can relocate you to a functional seat. If economy is full but premium cabins have availability, moving you forward becomes the simplest solution. A travel journalist described exactly this scenario. She had a broken entertainment system on a long-haul flight. Because it was a 14-hour journey, the lack of entertainment was a genuine hardship. The flight attendant apologized and moved her to business class where a working screen was available. The important word here is politely. Demanding an upgrade because your window has a smudge will get you nowhere. Complaining aggressively about minor inconveniences makes the crew less inclined to help you with anything. But genuine issues reported respectfully often result in better seating when alternatives exist. One flight attendant mentioned that they particularly appreciate passengers who bring problems to their attention before takeoff when solutions are still possible, rather than complaining angrily after the plane reaches cruising altitude. The sixth secret uses the credit card and rewards ecosystem that most travelers never fully exploit. Several premium credit cards offer annual airline fee credits that can cover the cost of upgrades without requiring you to spend additional money out of pocket. Cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve include $300 in annual travel credits. The Bank of America Premium Rewards Card provides $100 in airline incidental credits. These credits often apply to upgrade fees, which means you can move to a better seat using money you would lose if you did not spend it. Beyond credit card credits, you can often use accumulated miles to upgrade an existing ticket rather than booking a reward flight from scratch. Check your loyalty program carefully because this option exists with most major airlines, but the procedures vary significantly. Delta prices mileage upgrades dynamically based on demand. Other programs require both miles and a cash copay. Some restrict upgrades to certain fare classes only. The point is that miles sitting unused in your account might be worth more as an upgrade tool than as future flight bookings. For seniors who have been accumulating miles for years through credit card spending or occasional travel, this represents real value waiting to be claimed. Review your accounts and see what options exist. Many people discover they have enough miles for upgrades they never realized were possible. The seventh and final secret is perhaps the most charming, and it has been described by multiple frequent travelers as consistently effective. Bring a small gift for the flight attendants. Before you dismiss this as bribery, understand what is actually happening. Flight attendants work incredibly demanding jobs serving hundreds of passengers daily. Many travelers treat them poorly. A small gesture of appreciation makes their day measurably better, and humans naturally want to reciprocate kindness. The strategy is simple. Purchase a bag of individually wrapped chocolates or candies before your flight. Something that costs around $4 at any convenience store. As you board the plane, find a flight attendant working your section and hand them the treats with a brief message. These are for you and the crew. Please share them. Have a wonderful flight. Then return to your seat and say nothing else. You are not asking for anything. You are simply being kind to people who rarely experience kindness from passengers. What happens next varies, but frequent travelers report consistent positive results. Sometimes the upgrade is a move to an empty seat in a better cabin. Sometimes it is free drinks throughout the flight. Sometimes it is simply warmer, more attentive service. A corporate professional wrote about using this method on nearly every flight for years. He described being offered first-class seats, business-class seats, premium economy seats, and complimentary amenity kits usually reserved for premium passengers. The chocolates made him memorable in a sea of anonymous faces, and the crew looked for ways to return the favor. Flight attendants themselves have acknowledged this dynamic. One said that bringing treats is always such a kind surprise and genuinely brightens their day. While she clarified that gifts do not automatically guarantee upgrades, she confirmed that appreciated crew members naturally want to take care of passengers who showed them consideration. For seniors, this approach feels natural rather than manipulative. It is simply treating service workers with the respect they deserve, and sometimes that respect comes back to you in unexpected ways. Let me share a few additional strategies that experienced travelers use to maximize their upgrade chances. First, check in as early as possible online, usually 24 hours before departure. This puts your name higher on any upgrade list because the system processes requests in order of check-in time. Second, consider checking in late if you know the flight is oversold. If economy fills completely and you are the last to check in, the airline might be forced to move you up simply to accommodate everyone with a ticket. Third, always dress neatly when you fly. While flight attendants confirm that fancy business attire no longer guarantees upgrades like it might have decades ago, looking presentable certainly does not hurt. If a crew member needs to move someone into business class where other passengers paid thousands for their tickets, they will choose someone who looks like they belong there. You do not need a suit, but avoid sweatpants and flip-flops if you are hoping for a premium experience. Fourth, travel during shoulder seasons when flights are less crowded. January through early March and September through early November typically see lower passenger volumes on leisure routes. Airlines still operate the same planes with the same premium cabins, but fewer passengers means more empty seats available for upgrades. Fifth, if you have any connection to the airline through corporate partnerships, affinity programs, or promotional offers, mention it when checking in. Sometimes these relationships come with upgrade priority that agents can activate manually. For senior travelers specifically, remember that most major airlines offer accommodations beyond standard service. American Airlines provides early boarding for seniors, allowing extra time to settle in comfortably. United, Delta, and others offer wheelchair assistance on request. Some airlines have dedicated phone lines for passengers needing special assistance where agents have more flexibility and fewer time pressures than counter staff. Use these resources. They exist specifically for you, and the agents handling these calls often have authority to make adjustments that regular customer service cannot. The bottom line is this: free upgrades are not myths or legends from a bygone era. They happen every single day on flights across the country and around the world. But they do not happen randomly. They happen to passengers who understand how the system works and position themselves accordingly. Join loyalty programs even if you fly rarely. Choose your travel days and times strategically. Volunteer when flights are oversold. Ask politely at check-in. Report legitimate seat issues to cabin crew. Use your credit card benefits and accumulated miles. And consider showing appreciation to the flight attendants who make your journey possible. Not every flight will result in an upgrade. Some routes are simply too full, some airlines too strict with their policies, and some days you will do everything right and still end up in your original seat. That is fine. The strategies I have shared cost nothing to implement and take almost no extra time. But over the course of multiple flights, they dramatically increase your odds of experiencing premium travel without premium prices. I want you to try at least one of these methods on your next flight. Join a loyalty program if you have not already. Ask politely about upgrade availability when you check in. Bring a small treat for the cabin crew. Then come back and leave a comment telling me what happened. I read every single comment, and your experiences help everyone in this community learn what works in real-world situations. If this video helped you, please take a moment to like it and share it with anyone you know who travels by air. Your spouse, your siblings, friends from church, or your community group. Many people have no idea that free upgrades are genuinely possible if you know how to position yourself. They are paying full price for premium seats while the passengers beside them paid nothing extra. Do not let that be you. Subscribe to this channel if you want more practical travel information for passengers who deserve better treatment from airlines. I release new videos regularly covering everything from airport navigation to airline policies to the health and safety considerations that most travelers overlook. I am Captain Jake. Fly smarter, travel better, and I will see you in the next one.